Man, the truth behind the Tom Brady and LeGarrette Blount beef that nobody knew about. Listen, LeGarrette Blount and Tom Brady were the closest you could be as far as teammates. I mean, I'm not saying they hung out at the practice, but Brady trusted in him. He believed in him. LeGarrette Blount was his homeboy. That was his ace. He trusted in LeGarrette Blount to get his job done. Blunt, at the end of 2013, was upset with the team because he felt they not reaching out to him the way they should have, respectfully, as trying to make a deal to keep him happy, keep him there, keep him happy. So he turns around and then there's like no deal on the table for him. And that's kind of discouraging when you know that you're the main reason a lot of these things are happening. You're gonna feel a certain way, especially when you know you're not getting what you feel you're worth. And that was the main scenario here. It was like, look, man, I'm not getting what I deserve, and I know I deserve more than it. So the talk was Tom Brady and the rest of the team was like, man, we wanted to keep him. It was worth it for him to stay. But when it was all said and done, you're looking at a situation in which he went to Pittsburgh signing a deal, and after his deal and term was up, and he had caused so much disruption there in Pittsburgh, hanging out with Bell, getting high, doing all this dumb stuff, partying with chicks. He got an attitude because they were playing Bell and weren't playing him enough. Then he didn't get a snap in the entire game. He just walked off the field when the game was over. He didn't go celebrate with the team. So he was waived immediately by the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have a very small window for that type of threshold. So they flushed him right out and out. And once they did that, Tom Brady, and the rest of them said, hey, man, let's get Blunt back. This running back knows our system. Let's bring LeGarrette Blunt back. And they did. And they won the Super Bowl, and everything was wonderful and joyous. 2016 come around, they give him a new contract for 1 year. And in this 1 year, he has career year like no other. LeGarrette Blount burst out on the scene and had like 1,100 yards. He had 18 touchdowns, receiving 7 touchdowns. 18. I think he received 7. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I don't know what the number was there, but I know he had 18 touchdowns. And in the whole season, I think he had maybe 2 fumbles, but he only lost one. And here it is, the Super Bowl. The score was 0-0. The Patriots are driving to score the first points of the game. And LeGarrette Blount fumbles. And Atlanta recovered the ball. From that standpoint, the game changed. Atlanta scored, and Blunt's on the sidelines. they start going with other guys. One play, and they were treating him as if he was the Belichick was like, "You're not getting back in my game right now." They wanted him to think about what he had done, so he was being punished. No matter all the stuff he done in the regular season to get the team to the point of the Super Bowl, one mistake and he's villainized. Then comes Brady's interception, run back, Blunt's back in the game because he's on the sideline whispering some of the running backs like, "You see that? He throw an interception, he throw a pick six, and you know it ain't nothing." But now I'm over here, can't even get in the game. So at that point, it became a situation of what are we gonna do with a very disgruntled player. So once it became what we're gonna do with this disgruntled player, now the layers starting to fall into play. You got different layers popping up now. They let him back in the game, but he really didn't have an impact. They would snatch him out and they went to James White because James White was hot. Needless to say, they win the Super Bowl. And when they win the Super Bowl, all you see is LeGarrette Blount making himself present by standing there, Tom Brady. He goes to Tom Brady and says, "You the effing greatest, man. You the greatest." Because he was really in awe of the performance of the game, but he was making sure he was hugging Belichick. You're going to see LeGarrette Blount. He was going to be on television. He wants to be seen. He want to be in all the ESPN videos. And he was saying it on the sideline. He's like, "Man, we win. I'm gonna be right over there near Tom, and I'm gonna get on the. I'm gonna be on the videos. Watch, I'm gonna be on the videos. They gonna be like, who that guy? That's me." He's like, "Yeah, it's from now because it's history. It's history." So that's all he was thinking. But in his mind, he was still hot at the fact that the way he was benched. So he's telling James White, he was like, "Yeah, man, I already know I'm gone. They ain't finna bring me back here." He's like, "I already know how they do things around here." And he's telling White, like, "You really the MVP, but you know they gotta do what they do here. But don't forget, you the MVP. But you know what they gonna do to you, right? Yeah, that's what they gonna do. Just wait." So in the locker room, he's giving his interviews, and he's going, "Well, to me, James White was really the MVP, and he's giving props to James White because James White was the guy he worked out with, he hung out with the most. The running backs are sticking together, and they looked at him like the big older guy with the experience." Now, Brady's jersey comes up missing, and this took up the majority of the conversation once his jersey came up missing. Now, he never assumed it was Blunt. I won't say that, but the whispers in the early talks is, "Did you take his jersey, man?" Like some people actually thought maybe Blunt took the jersey. And I'm like, "No, that's too foul, especially for an NFL player. Plus, no, nobody would do that. I don't think on the team." But it was little mumblings around it. But Tom was hurt by this. If somebody did this, like this really disturbed him, especially after the performance he just put out there on the field. So he was ready to get, his jersey back, and they launched a nationwide country search to go find Tom Brady's jersey. Who knows how many man hours was put into going overseas, surveillance. So the next day, Tom Brady's getting an MVP award. And during that MVP award speech, Tom Brady said, well, James White should have really won the award. But I'm very happy to win this. But, either way, I'm just happy we won. It was a response shot back to LeGarrette Blount to let him know, like, I don't care about the MVP award. The fact that I'm able to get it because we won matters. If James White really wanted, I'd give it to James White. He's giving up cars to Malcolm Butler. He's like, here, you MVP car, whatever. Here, you take the car. I don't want it. Brady is past that. He wants to win. Winning is what matters to Brady. That's all. He's not trying to be Superman out there. He just wants to win games. That's it. That's all. Oh yeah, and he's signed a 1-year deal with the Eagles, LeGarrette Blount. So he's no longer a problem. Well, bye bye.